to have a real conversation. Because what I watched during the State of the Union wasn't just a speech. It was a mirror. And what it reflected wasn't unity. It reflected division, performance, and applause-driven politics. The State of the Union, it's supposed to be where the president lays out the condition of the nation, the economy, national security, public policy, the vision forward. But lately, it feels like it's just a 2-hour opportunity to criticize the other side. And here's the issue. When leadership models division culture, the State of the Union address is rooted in Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution. The President, and I quote, shall from time to time give to the Congress information of the State of the Union, end quote. It wasn't designed to be a campaign speech. It wasn't designed to be a debate stage. It wasn't designed to score points. It was meant to inform, to unify, and to cast vision. And historically, while political tension has always existed, there was at least an attempt to rise above pure party attacks during this moment. Now, standing ovations are partisan, clapping is strategic, and half the room sits in silence no matter what's said. In theory, it just has become a theater. Let me be very clear. This is not about just who's currently the president. Both sides have contributed to this shift over the last 20 some odd years. Both parties have used the platform to jab, to posture, to energize their base. Both parties' supporters cheer when their side wins a moment. But here's the problem. The State of the Union isn't supposed to be about winning moments. It's supposed to be about the strengthening of the Union. And when the highest office of the land models us versus them, it legitimizes that posture in everyday Americans. We begin to threaten neighbors like enemies, not because we disagree, but because our leaders model content instead of conviction. Leaders always set culture in your home, in your church, in your workplace, in your city. If the leader is defensive, the culture becomes tense. If your leader is arrogant, the culture becomes combative. If the leader constantly attacks others, the culture learns that attacking is acceptable. So when the State of the Union becomes a 2-hour other side is the problem speech, we shouldn't be shocked when society feels fractured. We are downstream of leadership tone. And the tone is what matters. See, what I'm noticing is something deeper. We have shifted from governing to performing. The pauses for applause, the pointed comments meant to trigger reaction, the subtle smirks, the exaggerated standing ovations. It's designed for clips. It's designed for social media. It's designed for headlines. But governing isn't supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be effective. And if we are more concerned with viral moments than viable policy, then that says something about us too. Because politicians respond to what we reward. Division rhetoric does something dangerous psychologically, y'all. It reinforces tribal identity over national identity. Instead of we are Americans who disagree, it becomes we are opponents who must defeat each other. And once politics becomes warfare language, compromise feels like betrayal. Listening feels weak, and nuance just disappears. That is not healthy for this country. You can have strong policy difference. You can debate intensely. You can disagree passionately. But content erodes institutions. And public content from the highest podium in the nation, that normalizes it everywhere else. Now, here's a question we should really be asking. Why do we cheer it? Why do we reward it? Why do we share the clips where our side don't on the other side? Because politicians will continue what works. If applause comes from division, division will continue. If applause comes from maturity, the tone will shift. We can't demand unity while celebrating hostility. Mature leadership looks like this: stating your policy clearly, explain your reasoning, acknowledge the disagreement without belittling it, casting vision that includes people who didn't vote for you. Because once you're president, you represent the entire country, not just your base. So, Mr. President, I say this to you very clearly. Are you actually for all Americans, or are you just for those who voted for you? And the State of the Union should reflect the Union. It needs to be strong. It needs to be firm. It needs to be visionary, but not petty. Let me be clear. This episode isn't about just this one speech. It's about what that speech revealed, though. It revealed that our political culture, it's addicted to conflict. It reveals that we've confused strength with aggression. It reveals that we mistake applause for progress. But maturity isn't loud. It's steady. And unity doesn't mean agreement. It means remembering we're on the same team even when we argue. So, maybe the real issue isn't just the State of the Union. Maybe it's the state of our maturity. Because leadership reflects culture. But culture also shapes leadership. And if we want something different, we have to reward something different. That is culture check. Let's start to think deeper. Peace.